Hi, everyone. Welcome to Self Discovery Support. These readings and messages focus on encouraging mutual understanding and learning about ourselves through our connections and relationships. Thanks for joining me here. Show your support with a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Please check the description box for more resources and info to help you on your journey. And so we're going to start by saying, Most High, please guide this reading for the highest good of the collective. Okay, today it's a collective reading, just a message that's coming through, and we're using these are some flashcards these are herb flashcards, and the change tarot. Okay, so that is a setup of what we're doing here. All right, so I'm gonna just get started, kind of try to understand the energy, the story, whatever wants to come through. And this is my readings often point to your connections and relationships. All right, so we're gonna see what is here. Please tell us, for the collective, what is the story, what is the message from someone, about someone that wants to come through. Okay, all right, we have that one, we have this one. All right, we have our cards. All right, let's see what this is about here. All right, so what I have here is this is the pineapple weed card. Okay, so what I'm guessing from this is it is something that is like a nice energy. It's something that is pleasant here. It happens at lively times. So I'm feeling this as like good times, right? That's kind of what I'm getting from that. And also like a Six of Cups energy, like caring, good memories, that type of thing. We have this mustard card. Ooh, okay. This has something to do with a love charm and something happening quickly. Okay, we have good times and love being encouraged quickly. Some kind of, it's like a love charm. So it's almost like love magic. Like you lose yourself in a moment, and we're talking about summer with this one. So I wonder if there's something that happened in a summer where it felt like love grew quickly, good times. Okay, let's see what this is. I'm very curious about this last card. This is the winter green. Okay, yeah. It is kind of what I suspected, is that it's something that grew quickly, like emotions grew quickly, even could feel hypnotic in your situation. Could have happened in a summer, I don't know. But we also have mention of like many seasons, so like feels like time has passed, like seasons have passed since this thing happened. If this is your story, if you're feeling it's your story, it would refer to something that happened between you and someone, maybe at like an enjoyable time of the year for wherever you live, where people let their hair down, we feel happy, cheerful, you met someone, and it feels like, it almost felt like a window for growth of these feelings really quickly. But then now we have this card talking about like inflammation, like soothing inflammation. So it's now like something which needs to be, I say, calm down. Something's happened of which we need to like calm things down. Now that feels like often when things like when you get into like an affair or something and it's quick, it can often like snowball and boundaries are overlooked. We behave in ways that are out of character and it's not sustainable. And so it could feel like we got into a situation where this didn't last long. This kind of like love high didn't last long. All right, so I want to just find out no more about what's happened here. Okay, please tell us about this one. Oh, for some of you, you met someone and it feels like, yeah, very quickly you could have felt like, I met the person that I feel is my person. Almost like hopes for deeper commitment with this person, right? There we go. So that feels like a story that's here. It's you guys meeting someone that you felt guided to meet. You felt like you could have felt like, yeah, this is my person. No, we're at this point now where the discontent is starting to enter, because it felt like maybe realizing that this was a bit of like limerence, which is that like love spell energy. It's like I feel like I have a crush on someone, and realizing that maybe it's like this thing was made to be too much. Maybe I projected too much onto this person and this situation because it was just such a like good time. Dissatisfaction with things. It almost feels like the spell's broken. Moving on from this, right? Somebody moved on here. Ooh. In your situation, you could have somebody that moved on towards another connection very swiftly. Okay. And could have closed themselves off to you. Okay. Close themselves off to any discussion or communication. Okay. Right here, this is already telling me that this is like a real high and a real low with a situation here. Somebody you thought, this is my person. This is somebody that, yeah, there's commitment here, there's affection. Yeah, we hit it off. And all guidance that you'd received indicated that, because that's with the Hierophant card. But it feels like, yeah, it's like waking up from a hangover in a way with this person. This person could have done something that you felt was a betrayal. You could have felt like this person intentionally planned to move on from you. Like, if I see a 5 of Swords in this reading, I wouldn't be surprised. That's really rough. It's like extremes of feelings here. All right, and let's see this card. Well, I didn't get the 5 of Swords, but there's a 7 of Swords here. Yes, there was something deceptive, and that, I think, is the biggest hurt here. You feel is that somebody kind of like fooled you pulled one over your, like, put, what's the word? What's the phrase? Pull the wool over your eyes intentionally, and then just moved on to something else. It's like willful deception. All right, so that's giving me like a couple things I want to ask about. But here it feels like now you're trying to like work on your own, what makes you happy. That's how you're trying to like soothe the situation, soothe the hurt. It feels like here is just, it's like working for yourself, working for your own happiness. Why? Okay, I want to know why would they need to be like this way? Okay, this person, whoever this was, came across some kind of opportunity where it was gonna set them up for like riches, material gain, even position. It felt like, I'm looking at the symbols here, and it felt like this person felt like it was gonna like give them this move that they made, where they like slipped out of whatever was happening between you and them with somebody else, is like it was gonna set them up in a firm way, and they were gonna have this win that they had, or this person feels that they should have a win. And yes, if you're wondering, it was intentional on their part. It was like something they had been planning, and they just kind of went for it. And it feels like with the Seven of Swords, it wasn't something that was like discussed with you. It was like really tricky energy. I would even say like snaky energy, because there's really no need to do that type of thing, right? It's like if you're flirting or falling in love with someone or having some kind of good time, you could just say, well, I've decided to end this or whatever this is, and I'm gonna choose a new lifestyle. And then you can have that discussion. But this person was really, yeah, that's not good energy. And I can see why now you would wanna just focus on yourself, what makes you happy. But it feels like that was a good outcome that came out of that. Then this kind of being dazzled by love. This person could have, like, I feel like you show up as this Queen of Cups, like somebody empathetic, nurturing, and it's like it locked you in place. You know how, like, okay, it's like you and somebody are going along. This person just dips out of the story and goes elsewhere. It kind of leaves you in a situation that's confused. Could have kept you stuck for a long time. And I think that was deliberate here, because with the Seven of Swords, like this person is, it feels like deliberate trickiness. So I'm seeing what you're saying. If you want the answers, why did they do this? Okay, why did they do this? This person felt like they have to go towards their dream. It's a very kind of like, it's a very immature or simple way of looking at life. Like, I have an idea, I have a dream, and normally this page is connected to like love or whatever, but it's more like this page has some idea of what they want to achieve in their life, and that's the thing that they're going to act on. So it's maybe somebody that is a little bit okay, this is somebody that's like, it's a type of relationship that they've always wanted. This one that they left you for, it's like, I found the type of relationship that I always wanted, and I'm gonna dip out of it. Okay, this could have been like for them, this is telling me it's a kind of immature understanding of relationships. This could have been a relationship that felt very passionate to them, or that it was satisfying in that way. Very little emotional output or investment. In other words, it felt good to them because it matched their high passion, small emotional investment type of maybe style of doing things. 10 of Pentacles, yes, and this person was gonna have a win successfully in setting themselves up. Okay, so that seems to be the answer, right? And it's harsh. With that Queen of Cups and the Eight of Wands, I also had a thought that maybe you are somebody that was more reserved, more withheld. You had certain restrictions or boundaries. This is more like restrictions in your life, certain limitations. So while you were loving, but you had certain limitations, and it felt like this person maybe decided, okay, what I prefer is this dream type of relationship, which is going to give me wealth. It's going to give me position. I'm going to feel like I've achieved something, high passion. And I don't really need to be like emotionally mature, right? Because you're a Queen of Cups, so you would have required that, it feels like. Okay, so we got our answers now, but if you are the person who is relating to this Queen of Cups energy, what's the advice here for you? It feels like you're gonna have a new start here where you are gonna also like have, either this is you achieving your own wealth and prosperity, or this is a partner that is like stable, steady for you type of thing. And I always love to see King of Pentacles with the Queen of Cups. I always think that's a good match. So it feels like this was cleared for you to kind of find what you need, because it's obvious that like this other person, they didn't feel stable, which is why they're seeking that stability in other people, right? So it feels like you're gonna end up with somebody that's already feeling stable in themselves. All right, and if you are this person who is the Page of Cups that we've been seeing, what's the advice here for you? Okay, it's the Two of Pentacles. And I guess this feeling is like bringing yourself to some kind of balance in life. Maybe learning not to do this juggling act with other people and like different people to try to balance yourself. It's learning maybe that it's better just to pause. Like, don't act unless you're sure about somebody. Don't give oh, this is also like pausing before jumping in. Okay, so you could be, yeah, okay, you could be somebody that you kind of fall in love or fall into like with people very quickly, and so you kind of jump into whatever situations, and it feels like the advice is like learning to like pause, take some kind of time to consider patience. This is the card of patience, right? So it could just be a kind of chaotic energy that this person has. Maybe it's like it makes me think of like what is the movie, Up or Away? I can't remember what it's called, but it's like the dog and he's like squirrel, where every time he's talking but he sees a squirrel, he loses his focus. So it's kind of like that. This person, if this is you, you probably need to learn a little bit like how to pause, because what happens is you end up bringing people into dynamics that are really disruptive to their lives, painful to them. And also for you, you end up just creating a lot of like tensions. It feels like, yeah. So zodiac signs here. Okay, I'm gonna just use the cards. I normally draw the charms, but let's try the cards. You could have Cancer collective in your chart. You could also have Gemini in your chart. You could have Pisces in your chart. You could have Virgo in your chart. You could have Taurus. You could also have Leo in your chart. For your person, they could have Leo, Taurus, Aries, Aquarius. I'm gonna say Sagittarius as well with that. You all could be meeting somebody that is an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Not necessarily, but you know, that's what's connected to this. All right, so that's your reading. Wishing you all the best. Take care.